Introduction. Thus Spoke Zarathustra is not a conventional philosophical text. Friedrich Nietzsche did not write arguments or systematic theories. Instead, he created a prophetic narrative that blends poetry, parable, philosophy, and myth. The result is a book that feels less like a treatise and more like a philosophical explosion. Its ideas do not gently persuade, they challenge, unsettle, and destabilize long-held assumptions about morality, meaning, and human purpose. What makes Thus Spoke Zarathustra especially dangerous is not extremism, but its refusal to provide comfort. Nietzsche attacks certainty, inherited values, and passive thinking. He invites readers to confront responsibility for their own meaning in a world without guarantees. In this video, we explore 20 dangerous facts you didn't know about Thus Spoke Zarathustra, facts that reveal why this book has inspired admiration, misunderstanding, and deep unease for more than a century. Let's go. Fact 20. Philosophy as poetry. One of the most dangerous choices Nietzsche makes in Thus Spoke Zarathustra is refusing to write like a philosopher. Instead of arguments and definitions, he uses poetry, metaphor, songs, and parables. This makes the book difficult to summarize or systematize. Readers cannot simply extract key points and move on. Meaning shifts depending on interpretation, emotional state, and intellectual maturity. This poetic structure forces the reader to engage actively rather than passively accept conclusions. The danger lies in ambiguity. Without clear definitions, ideas can be misunderstood or oversimplified. Nietzsche accepts this risk intentionally. He believes philosophy should provoke transformation, not provide instruction manuals. By using poetic language, he ensures that Zarathustra cannot be reduced to slogans. The book becomes an experience rather than a lesson. This makes it powerful, but also risky for readers unprepared for intellectual uncertainty. Fact 19. A false prophet Zarathustra speaks in the voice of a prophet, yet he rejects religious authority entirely. This inversion is deeply dangerous because it uses the structure of sacred speech to dismantle sacred beliefs. Readers instinctively expect guidance, commandments, or salvation, but Nietzsche delivers none. Zarathustra preaches self-responsibility instead of obedience. The danger is psychological. By removing divine authority while preserving prophetic intensity, Nietzsche leaves readers without external moral shelter. Zarathustra's voice feels authoritative, yet it constantly undermines authority itself. This contradiction destabilizes traditional thinking and forces readers to confront a world without guaranteed meaning or higher approval. Fact 18. Hostility to comfort. Nietzsche openly attacks comfort, safety, and emotional reassurance. Zarathustra warns that comfort leads to stagnation and decay. This is dangerous because most moral systems praise stability and peace. Nietzsche reverses this expectation entirely. The book insists that discomfort, struggle, and inner tension are necessary for growth. This challenges readers who expect philosophy to soothe. Nietzsche offers no consolation, only challenge. The danger lies in realizing that growth may require enduring discomfort rather than escaping it. Fact 17. Overhuman misreadings. The concept of the overhuman is one of the most misunderstood elements of the book. Nietzsche presents it not as domination over others, but as mastery over oneself. Still, its ambiguity makes it dangerous. Because Nietzsche refuses precise definitions, readers may project their own desires onto the idea. The overhuman demands discipline, responsibility, and self-overcoming. The danger is not the idea itself, but careless interpretation without ethical reflection. Fact 16. Collapse of meaning. Nietzsche announces the collapse of inherited meaning systems. Zarathustra teaches that old values no longer sustain modern humanity. This is dangerous because it removes certainty without immediately replacing it. Readers are left in a void where meaning must be created, not inherited. Nietzsche offers no blueprint. This absence is unsettling and forces confrontation with existential responsibility. Fact 15. Isolation as growth. Zarathustra repeatedly withdraws from society, portraying solitude as necessary for transformation. This challenges the belief that truth emerges from groups or consensus. The danger lies in realizing that growth may require separation. Nietzsche does not glorify loneliness, but he insists that independent thinking cannot survive constant social pressure. Fact 14. Morality. Questioned Nietzsche treats morality as a historical construct rather than an eternal truth. Zarathustra exposes moral systems as products of power, fear, and habit. This is dangerous because it removes moral certainty. Readers must confront the possibility that their values are inherited rather than chosen. Fact 13. Self-creation burden. Nietzsche insists individuals must continually create themselves. Identity is not discovered, but forged. This places immense responsibility on the individual. The danger is psychological weight. Without external validation, self-creation becomes exhausting but unavoidable. Fact 12. Eternal recurrence test. The idea of eternal recurrence asks whether one could affirm their life endlessly repeating. This is not a theory but a test of affirmation. The danger lies in self-confrontation. Regret, resentment, and avoidance become impossible to ignore. Fact 11. Suspicion of pity. One of the most controversial ideas in Thus Spoke Zarathustra is Nietzsche's suspicion toward pity. Zarathustra warns that excessive pity can weaken both the giver and the receiver. Instead of empowering individuals, it can trap them in dependency and stagnation. This idea feels dangerous because most moral systems treat pity as unquestionably good. Nietzsche challenges that assumption, asking whether pity sometimes preserves suffering rather than alleviating it. The danger lies in forcing readers to reconsider emotional instincts they've never questioned. Nietzsche does not reject compassion entirely, but he distrusts emotions that remove responsibility from individuals. Pity, in his view, can become a substitute for genuine growth. This challenges comfortable moral habits and replaces them with discomfort and reflection. Fact 10. Against the herd. Zarathustra repeatedly criticizes herd thinking, the tendency to conform to majority beliefs without reflection. Nietzsche argues that collective values often suppress individuality and excellence. This idea is dangerous because it questions democracy of thought, not politics, but intellectual conformity. The danger is isolation. Rejecting herd thinking means standing alone, often misunderstood or rejected. Nietzsche suggests that genuine thinkers must endure this loneliness. Zarathustra does not offer belonging. He offers independence, which can be far more demanding. Fact 9. Joy through struggle. Nietzsche presents joy as something earned through struggle, not comfort. Zarathustra celebrates effort, resistance, and challenge as necessary for fulfillment. This idea reverses common beliefs that happiness comes from ease. The danger lies in reframing hardship. If struggle is essential, then avoiding difficulty becomes a form of self-denial. Nietzsche does not glorify suffering, but he rejects comfort as a life goal, demanding resilience instead. Fact 8. Truth as creation. Zarathustra treats truth as something shaped by perspective rather than discovered as absolute. Nietzsche challenges the idea of objective certainty. This is dangerous because it removes stable reference points. Readers must accept that truth may depend on interpretation, responsibility, and context. Certainty becomes fragile, and intellectual humility becomes necessary. Fact 7. Language distrust. Nietzsche deeply distrusts language. Zarathustra warns that words simplify reality and distort experience. The danger is realizing how limited communication truly is. Language shapes thought, but it also traps it. Readers must confront the gap between experience and expression. Fact 6. No final answers. Thus Spoke Zarathustra offers no conclusions. Nietzsche refuses to resolve contradictions or summarize lessons. This is dangerous because readers are denied closure. Meaning remains open-ended, forcing continuous questioning rather than resolution. Fact 5. Anti-system philosophy. Nietzsche rejects philosophical systems entirely. Zarathustra resists structure and categorization. The danger lies in thinking without frameworks. Readers must navigate ideas without guides, relying on judgment rather than doctrine. Fact 4. Endless transformation. Zarathustra presents growth as perpetual. There is no final state of completion. This is dangerous because it denies rest. Identity must be continuously reshaped, demanding lifelong effort. Fact 3. Laughter as tool. Nietzsche uses humor and irony to dismantle authority. Zarathustra laughs at seriousness itself. This is dangerous because laughter destabilizes power. What cannot be mocked gains control. What is laughed at loses it. Fact 2. Reader's burden. Nietzsche refuses to guide interpretation. Zarathustra never explains himself fully. The danger lies in responsibility. Meaning is created by the reader, not delivered by the text. Fact 1. Freedom without shelter. The most dangerous idea in Thus Spoke Zarathustra is freedom without protection. Nietzsche removes certainty, authority, and guarantees. What remains is responsibility. The reader must create meaning or confront emptiness. Freedom becomes a burden, not a gift. Closing remarks. Thus Spoke Zarathustra remains one of the most intellectually dangerous books ever written, not because it promotes harm, but because it dismantles certainty. Nietzsche offers no rules, no comfort, and no guarantees. Instead, he demands engagement, responsibility, and courage. Whether you find the book inspiring or unsettling, its refusal to simplify the human condition is its greatest strength. If you've explored these 20 dangerous facts, you've confronted a philosophy that does not guide. It challenges. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this deep dive into one of literature's most disruptive philosophical works, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more explorations into literature, ideas, and the edges of human thought.